co-production in any of our sound stages. But we build the sets actually right there on the stage and do the filming right there. After we're finished filming, we go into a phase called post-production. That's when we add in sound effects, and special effects, and titles, and credits, and put it into one nice piece, big piece of film that you see in the movies. That's done over here at the Verna Fields building. Verna Fields was a film editor who, here at Universal, edited a movie called Jaws, and she won an Academy Award for it. Now, if you want to see some Academy Awards, come on with me. Oh, by the way, this is our studio commissary. Everything here in the front lot is pretty much self-contained. We've got a whole city going on here. In fact, Universal is a city. We've got our own zip code. We have our own fire station. We have our own bank and post office. Here in the front lot, movie making takes very long days. It takes a lot of hours when you're here in production. Cleaning facilities, we have barbershops, we have beauty shops. We even have restaurants here. The grill is the formal dining room. In the middle is a snack bar and coffee shop. And then over on the right-hand side is the commissary. That was back in 1930. We won again in the 1940s for a film called Hamlet. Hamlet was a co-production with a British film company, so they hold the statue. We just released the film for them. We won again in 1973 for the film The Sting, in 1976 for The Deer Hunter, then in 1985 for a movie called Out of Africa. Then we skipped a couple of years, won in 1993 for Schindler's List, and then more recently we won for Shakespeare in Love, which was a co-production with Miramax Productions over at Disney, so they hold the statue. And then our last one was for Gladiator, which is on the lot. We have one up at Universal Pictures. We have 3 of them right here. Another one is over here at the Alfred Hitchcock Theater. So they're spread out throughout the entire studio. The director will view these strips of film, seeing only the actors' faces and hearing their voices, making sure that they've got everything on film that they visually need. This is also a time when they can correct mistakes. If a mistake has been made during filming, the sets are still built. They can go onto the soundstage and reshoot. They can go to the backlot, reshoot, or they can reshoot on location. We found out very early in filmmaking that if we try and do the whole movie and then start viewing it, something's wrong. They have to go reshoot. They have to build a set. The actors might have gained weight. They might have lost weight. They might have had a baby. You know, you never know. So it's a very economical way for us to make films. I think it was probably around the year 1917. They said, hey, wait a minute. We better start looking at these on a daily basis. Downstairs, you'll see 2 doorways. Either one. They're clearly marked men and women.
Okay, go ahead.
They generally, if they have a place where they can run to, they'll run. They don't usually do anything else. See the movie To the Future? So if you're familiar with Back to the Future, you're familiar with this building over here. This was the courthouse, the same one that was used in the film. This courthouse has gone under many, many transformations over the years. It always returns to the look that you see in Winkle. Warner Brothers, our neighbors across the way, came over here to film a sequence from The Music Man with Robert Preston. The 76 trombones marched around our courthouse square right here. This was Hill Valley for the Back to the Future movie. Stay right there.
Oops.
The interior sets have to be built inside the sound stages. These buildings that you see over here, what we call practical sets here in the metropolitan area. All of these facades used for the exteriors, but we can build interior sets inside these. Really be careful because there are raccoons and stuff that live in here. In case of the door.
Yeah.
If anybody wants a souvenir, you may have this. Doorknob. We've used it as the city of New York many different times. That's how it got its name. It's a very wide street, so we can do a lot of different types of shots. When you look down the street, am I boring you? If we have to do a long shot like this, we've got blue sky up there that we have to get rid of because we have to make those buildings look like they're really big. So what we do is take the building stretchers and just crank them up. But we did. Here we had a parade going down the street. We had all these actors standing around, heavy coats because it gets very cold in Minnesota in the wintertime. Well, if you see that movie again, you'll have a new appreciation for those actors. It was between 95 degrees and 100 degrees out here the days that they were.
What stuff? Look at his hands. Whoa!
Actually, a little island off the coast of Costa Rica. This is Site B from the Lost World Jurassic Park. Over here on the left, the portable laboratory that was seen hanging off the side of a cliff. That cliff was not a cliff at all. It was one of the buildings on our front lot, and this portable laboratory was suspended from a crane. These metal cages that you see here were used in the third Jurassic Park film, Jurassic Park 3. Coming up is one of the velociraptors on the top of that barge. That velociraptor was made from, or pulled from the same mold that we used to create the mechanical dinosaurs for the film. We've got some rain here in Los Angeles, and we're going to show you how we create rain for film, but we can't do this effect for very long. So first we have the lightning effects. They generate 250,000 watts of power. Then we start the rain. We place sprinklers up above the sets and point the nozzles just a little bit upwards so the rain falls down naturally. Like I said, with the rain that we had recently, these sets are pretty well soaked. So we're going to have to ask special effects guys to turn off the water. There we go. Oh, I don't see anybody out there. Oh well. Well, when we get too much rain like this, we could get mudslides or flash floods or any sort of calamities here, folks. So we're probably going to have... They didn't turn off the water soon enough, and now we're getting a flash flood.
That's awesome, huh?
That flash flood's created by releasing thousands of gallons of recycled water from tanks up in the hill. This effect can be done over and over again. It was originally created specifically for a backlot tram tour, but it has been seen in movies. We've seen the same effect, not this particular set that you see over here to the left-hand side, was Tijuana, Mexico, for a television series called Simon and Simon. That's also where Janet Jackson filmed her video. Glass at all, they were made out of a substance called candy glass. Candy glass got its name because it was made out of sugar, and it prevented the actors from being injured when they were being thrown through those windows. Yes, sir. Sure. We have another soundstage visit set up for you folks. Right here in stage 50, this is the Ten Commandments. It was seen in a movie called History of the World Part 1 that was a 20th Century Fox film, and it was Mel Brooks' production. The original Parting of the Red Sea took place, well, before any of us were even thought of, but on film it took place in 1923. It was a silent version of the Ten Commandments, and Cecil B. DeMille directed it. He parted the Red Sea by taking a frozen block of gelatin, he cut it in half, and that's he reversed the film, and it looked like the Red Sea had parted. When we go through the Red Sea, look over here, off to the left. The rock formation is the home of a creature from the Black Lagoon. And down at the end of the tags, and take a look at those tags, you might recognize the name of the production being called for.
That's just incredible.
A lot of research. Production. They can use any items that were created before that year, but they can't use anything that's created after. So if they make a mistake and put a touch-tone telephone in the year 1960, you'll catch it. And so they have to be, they have to be relatively careful. So they consult with the research department. Set designer will give set decorators definite ideas. It's usually up to the set decorator to decide which items are actually going on the set.
Oh yeah, what a great job. Just hanging out in here all day long.
No, just to decorate the set.
Yeah.
And a lot of...
You know what? There's a lot to be said to hold on to all your stuff.
Knickknacks.
Look at all that.
Yeah, some of the items that you might see in here could be a little bit objectionable because of the nature of the films that we have done over the years, like the old horror films and stuff. So don't get scared, they're not real. Go on this way.
Yeah.
Take a look over here, Joe.
Roller skates. Oh look. Family portrait. Bones. You got Diane? Oh my goodness gracious. Look at that. Goodness gracious.
That's steel as well.
Yeah. Kinds of weapons. Arrows, bows, look at all bows and arrows. That's so cool. Oh, this is good, Dad, isn't it?
Brilliant, isn't it?
You guys turn around.
You never see anything like that, do you? Just a piece of a mummy, isn't it?
Let kind of go in a couple of times.
Let's see. That's a little tiny one at the back. Huh? Wow, I got some video. Here, you want to stand right in front of it? Simon? Simon? Yeah, hang on, I want to take your picture.
You can take photos of it too.
Cool.
So when you see it on film, you'll
That's okay.
We've seen it.
be an open air market, right? They're going to have vendors in through here.
Very good
All
shot.
of the asphalt's going to be covered up with sand when you see it in the movie. As in that set that we passed through, that's going to be the entrance to the Scorpion King's palace. So all of the asphalt in there is going to be covered up with sand, and there's going to be vendor wagons and all sorts of things going on right there. You saw the decorations that they were doing at the windows to cover up the ancient Roman grill work, and so it looks more like ancient.
Watch me do my hunchback impression.
Sound turning of One Productions Connects. Look at the doorways along the street when we drive by. You'll notice they're all different sizes. That was really no accident. We could place a cowboy beside a smaller doorway to make him look bigger and brawnier. The ladies were placed beside the taller and wider doorways to make them look a little bit more petite and a little more helpless. Originally, these streets were dirt roads, and sometimes we had a lady who was a little bit taller than the gentleman. So if they were walking side by side, we'd have to dig a ditch in the dirt road and allow her to walk through the ditch as the cowboy was walking beside her. Now we're back here in Old Mexico on our way up to the east coast of the United States. We're heading on up to the community of Amity Island. For those who don't remember, back in the year 1975, the residents of this community were terrorized by a 25-foot long shark. They had a name for him and they called it Jaws. Well, that guy was caught in the film. However, he brought a friend with him over here in the water. So take a look and we'll see if we can find that shark. We got a diver down there looking for him. He's been placed in a shark-proof. Uh-oh, there, look right there. You can see the fin of the shark. And I hope that diver doesn't leave the shark-proof cage down there. Uh-oh, there he is. Let's hope he gets back into it. Uh-oh. Missed his window of opportunity. Anybody want to jump in?
Oh, got it.
Clear the area. Repeat, clear the area.
Down here,
Okay,
Tom.
just to clear the area, so that means we've got to get out of here.
Here comes Jaws.
I was told I'm going to try and capture the shark by baiting a hook and placing it.
Here it
Oh,
comes.
look, took the bait. And he's taking the whole.
Whoa.
That means we're going to get off the boat now, folks.
Okay, thanks.
That's not a very good mix.
Here he is.
Top of the top, it looks like we've got a visitor.
I see what you mean. Thomas.
In front of us, the gray house with light-colored trim was the home of the Munsters. Then across the street
Grandpa
from the
Munster.
Munsters lived the Cleavers in the movie version of Leave It to Beaver. Across the street from the Cleavers, over here, off to the left, lived the Hardy Boys in the Hardy Boys Mysteries. That was also the home of Lassie. Next door to the Cleavers is the Hanson House from the television series Providence.
That's the one we went in
The
earlier.
California Craftsman style house was used in the film The Burbs, starring Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher. The brick house next door was the home of John Forsythe in a TV series called Bachelor Father. The small town setting that you see over here, we call it Anytown, USA, because we can decorate these buildings to look like any small town in the United States. The municipal building here on the end was Beaver Cleaver's schoolhouse in the TV series Leave It to Beaver. The gray building down here at the end was Eddie Munster's schoolhouse. Colonial Street got its name from this colonial-style mansion built for the movie Uncle Tom's Cabin, and it was also seen in the film Harvey. Now, if you'd like to see what our Colonial Street looked like in movies, take a look at your screens and you'll see some clips of films that we've done here.
Come out and cut the grass. See that?
You guys up for a photo park?
Ah.
These sets were built for Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, directed by Ron Howard and starring Jim Carrey. But now, we want to get back to our story. Like I said, every small town, and Whoville was no exception, had a spooky house that's set on the edge of town. Well, as we round the corner, you can see there's a 12-room motel. The night that Marion Crane stopped here, it had 12 rooms. It also had 12 vacancies, and she found out it was run by a very odd man by the name of Norman Bates. The film was Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller Psycho, and if you look up on the hill, you can see the Psycho house from the 1960 version of the film. The Bates Motel and the Psycho house are the original sets from the movie. The motel got an updated look a few years ago. We remade the film Psycho. We didn't use the original house, however. What we did was build a facade of a different style house that completely covered this house. Now, the Psycho house looked like a full-scale house when we were down there, didn't it? When we get close to it, take a look. It's a little bit smaller than a regular house. It was built on a 3/4 scale. That way it gave the illusion of being set back a little bit further from the Bates Motel, and it also gave Anthony Perkins the appearance of being taller and more out in the distance. The tan buildings are our neighbors, the Warner Brothers Studios, and beyond the Warner Brothers Studios are the Disney Studios. The golf course straight ahead is the Lakeside Golf Course, part of Lakeside Country Club, and it was named after Toluca Lake. And the mountain range out there, part of the Santa Rosa and the Santa Susana Mountains, going into the Santa Monica Mountains, which run just behind us.
Tomas!